Hi.
You Brian?
I am Brian.
Alright, come on in here and talk to me for a minute.
Alright, this is the victim of the assault.
Okay.
This is my sister.
Okay.
This is his mother.
Alright, so explain to me what's going on.
Okay. I got a phone call here an hour and a half ago from my sister.
Okay.
Her son had been in a civil custody issue for many years now. The relationship, there's been domestic violence on both sides. There's been arrests for domestic violence on both sides. Brad Smith, seen him in court, all that good stuff, okay? Brandon tried to get his daughter on Father's Day. He was having issues. So I had told him, as an uncle, hey, just go to Fremont Police Department, have them make note that she's violating the court order,
Okay.
get the police report, then we can civilly go into court and say, hey, the police verified that the mom's not cooperating. That would be an appropriate contempt charge.
Okay.
So last night, he's running into that same problem again. 7:30, it's per the court order, which is now your guys' obligation, not so much to enforce, but you're an officer of the court. That's the sheriff, right? I'm not going to tell you how to do your job.
Yeah.
Now, it is a civil issue and she does not cooperate. That's up to him to make a report.
Correct.
All right? He's back at it again. Fremont Police Department refused to take the police report last night.
Okay.
So I don't know. That's Fremont. They waive their right when they don't do their duty. That's a different. I wasn't there. I can't give you much information on that. Brandon, from what I understand, went to pick up his daughter at 8 o'clock and was met with the boyfriend, and he was beaten. That now takes it from a civil issue to a criminal issue.
Okay.
Okay, that is a felonious assault. He's got a fractured rib.
Did he call the police department back?
He crawled home. By the time he got medical attention, police did some type of investigation and said, well, nobody's seen him do it, so we're not going to do anything. And I'm sorry, but that doesn't work. If Brandon can pick that assailant out in a lineup and say, that's the man that did this to me, because his head's swollen like a basketball, he's got a concussion, he's got a fractured rib and a punctured lung as a result of this assault that took place. From what I understand, and I just got here, okay? Haven't gotten an opportunity to do too much investigating on the actual assault from last night because Fremont Police Department has reports but didn't do anything. So immediately, that's why we're out here now, because they don't want to do anything, and I'm not sure why, because the duty of law enforcement is to, if somebody wants to file charges, you do so. You make an arrest. You don't start defending. Now, it's okay. We can demolish it from duty all day long.
Brian, there's got to be proof, okay?
Don't look at his injuries.
Okay, injuries is not necessarily 100% proof.
Okay.
I don't know what they were investigating. I wasn't there. Okay? So I'm going to talk to him still, but I got to find out what Fremont's doing, because if Fremont's already looking into stuff, there's nothing we're going to do about it because they're already looking into it. Okay? So let me figure out what's going on, because if they're already investigating it, I'm not going to investigate.
Oh, we didn't get there investigating. That's why I came down here. We already are past that phase. We are acting under an emergency. And now that I am involved, okay, I clearly have to remove all presumptions, okay? You are a sworn officer by Sheriff Hilton.
Correct.
Okay? There is a common law duty that when there is a victim, I'm going to talk about the victim first. And he comes into the sheriff department and he says, I want charges filed. It is your duty.
He can say he wants filed charges.
Yep. Can I finish?
I have to invest. Well, no, because you're trying to tell me how to do my job, right?
No, I'm telling you rights that are afforded to the victim. Heck, I didn't even mention you doing your job.
Okay. Because he comes in and says, I want charges, I still have to investigate that. Okay? I can't just file
And so,
charges.
okay, right. So under that investigation, it is Brandon Meyer says this guy assaulted him.
Okay.
So you will go talk to the assaultee and say, hey, Brandon Meyer says you assaulted him. The second he says, yeah, but he's under arrest.
If he says yes.
Okay. Now, if he says no, never seen the guy, well, I guess you would have to come back and you'd have to tell him, can you ID him in a lineup? And then at that point, it's up to the prosecutor to put him in front of a jury trial because that's the way the court system is established. Nowhere does it say that a sheriff deputy or a Fremont police officer can start nitpicking and say, well, we don't have a witness, even though the victim is willing to get on the stand and point them out in open court of law under the penalty of perjury. It's between the victim and the man that caused the injury. And that man's out there right now saying,
Brian,
he
slow
busted
down.
my ribs,
Okay, slow
I
down.
got a punctured lung. It's kind of hard to kind of slow down when you're trying to not do your job.
No, that's not what it is. I'm
Okay.
trying to tell you, if they're already investigating
They're
something.
not. That's why we're here, though.
But how do you know that?
We just left there. They
Okay.
didn't say we're still investigating the matter. They said we're closing it out. It's a civil issue. Felonious assault is not a civil issue.
Okay, I have to check with them
Plain
to
and
see what's
simple, bro.
going on, because if the felonious assault happened in the city and he's reporting that felonious assault, I have to talk to them to see what they're doing.
Yeah, and find out why they haven't arrested the man who is accused
Well, that's-
in open court. Put him in a lineup if you question it. Because listen, I'm playing scenario out for you.
Let me talk to him. What's his name?
His name is Brandon. It's my
Brandon?
nephew.
Okay.
Yes. And also, so you should know, sir, I also have to take away this presumption as well. Okay? And please don't bat an eye about this.
Okay, let me talk to Brandon, because you're talking like you're a lawyer and you're not.
Oh, see, that's the problem. Where you want to say I'm a lawyer or not. Would you like to look at my files and then you want to take that back?
Brandon, let me talk to you. Take it easy, Brandon. Let me talk to you, Brandon.
I know I'm a lawyer, sir. That's why I've got the briefcase, and that's why I'm acting down here under the McMillan trustee. And I've got court paperwork just to show you how much of a lawyer I am. In fact, your courthouse got $6.5 million because